Speaking of regrets, Matteo Jorgensen used to not like Victor Campenaerts. Now they're best friends. Very stepbrothers. Figuring out they both like night vision goggles, living in their parents' spare room in their mid-30s or 40s or whatever. Kit, you brought this story to my attention.
I saw. I don't know. I saw some quotes, and then I found the video that the quotes came from. It was a kind of video diary, a little bit too long. Yeah, that's the word. A little bit too long, I think.
Was it the whole day?
15 minutes. 15 minutes of following a cyclist around. As nice as Matteo Jorgensen is quite a long time.
Okay.
But so a few takeaways. First of all, you watch him make a truly horrific lunch.
Okay, stop. You need to know more about the lunch. Don't try and go swiftly on.
I think he weighed out 100 grams of gnocchi, which did look like they'd come from a local deli in Nice.
Okay.
But he weighed out 100 grams of gnocchi, then put two fried eggs on top, which he kind of sweated as well, because he put a Pyrex lid over the frying pan, which is a strange thing to do.
Yeah.
And then he put kimchi with the gnocchi and eggs, and just finished it off with some Tabasco for good measure.
What the?
Yeah.
That is weird.
But then another. So speaking of the,
is gnocchi and eggs a thing? No,
I don't think so. I mean, pasta and egg is a thing.
Yeah,
carbonara. But yeah, I know. I don't know. But what it was quite refreshing to see and I know cycling's not as glamorous as some sports, but his kitchen is not particularly glamorous. It just looks very lived in and ordinary, which was great. I was like, yeah, respect, Matteo. That's good stuff. He's at risk of letting on his address by some of the imagery, but anyway. And he also points out that 3 other cyclists live around here, by the way. One over there, all that sort of thing. Bless him. But yeah, so the most interesting part, though, was how he described his favourite thing about this past year. He's made a new friend.
Oh.
Victor Campenaerts.
Yeah, I mean, who couldn't have a bit of Vic?
Yeah. But apparently, the answer to that question is not necessarily everyone, including Matteo Jorgensen, who... Now, let me find the quote, because it's completely daft. Oh, you've got it. Why don't you read it for me? There you go.
I won't do the accent. Who do we find could do a good... I think, was it Patrick...
You've got an American sitting right next to you.
Yeah,
you mean the Victor Campenaerts, right?
Can you?
It's not a Victor Campenaerts quote.
It's a Jorgensen quote.
Oh, you just want the Jorgensen quote? I could do an American accent pretty well.
Yeah, but he's got that really slow.
He has got a specific American accent.
Yeah, he's got the West Coast sound.
I'm just going to read it in the King's English. No, let's say Queen's English.
Oh, Johnny
Jorgensen.
Wow.
Well, I made a new friend this year with Victor. He used to be, I would say, a semi-enemy in the peloton. We were not getting along in the past. I just didn't know who he was. When you don't know someone and you're kind of tense with them, it's much easier to make an enemy out of them. And then once I got to know him from like the first team days last November, he completely tore down all my defences. He's now a really close friend. And then says how much he loves doing the vlogs at the tour, which is how we kind of got to know they were good pals, which is nice to hear. I also saw, did you see this other interview last week with Victor Campenaerts in Ride magazine, where he described the Tour de France as a 3-week cycling holiday in France? So
that's a fairly damning indictment of how the Visma boys approach that tour.
Yeah, exactly. Or just how maybe good Victor Campenaerts is.
Or maybe, yeah, that's true.
But yeah, a great duo. Didn't know we needed them. To be honest, Kit, as much as I wanted to move on to, and okay, actually, before we move back to the lunch and your ridiculing of his kitchen.
It's not ridiculing. I was pleased to see that he's more like me than he is like Pogacar, maybe.
Or Wout van Aert. We have the duality of Visma Kitchen.
Or anyone sponsored by Quickstep or any of those kitchen, or Bora Boys, I guess.
The Bora Boys with their
posh design kitchens,
fans.
Yeah.
Can such thing as a semi-enemy exist? Because I would say it's more, okay, maybe this just speaks to me and my foibles. I would say you're either an enemy or you're not. I would say we all know about my black book. There's not a grey book hanging around. Yeah. It's just black book or not.
Yeah,
so I think is this him saving face, or is it because he's a nice man, so he would never completely cast someone out in the cold? But I would say I would critique his definition of semi-enemy. I would say that Victor Campenaerts was his enemy, but then the story has come full circle and they are now friends, which is much nicer. It's a better story than being like, I kind of was tense with him, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that you would be some kind of version of an enemy, even if that really meant that you just didn't go out of your way to say hello, because they're on different teams.
Yeah, you can't be friends with everyone.
But in America, that isn't like, we say hello to everyone. I feel like when we go abroad, this is one thing that people often notice about Americans is that we just like we go out of our way to like talk to you, and that's probably annoying if you're not used to it.
We're just worried you're trying to high five us all the time.
Why don't you want a high five? Just accept the high five.
I don't want it.
Okay.
Not you. Yeah. No, not high five. Not big on high fives in Europe. Anyway. Yeah, maybe that's it. But I think Victor Campenaerts probably doesn't have any enemies. Or maybe
no,
he's
anything that I ever see when he's got his guard down, he always seems like a absolute character, and he would be hard to. Yeah, definitely near the top of the list of cyclists I would willingly, happily, enthusiastically go for a beer with.
Yeah, I think he'd probably put his nose tape on and
like made a list of those. I feel like that would be an interesting.
That seems like a good after dark.
Maybe a good after dark. Yeah.
Why not? Yeah, why not? Maybe to close us off, some Campenaerts news.
Oh yeah. Speaking of cute quotes. So Kian Utebrooks, or however we decided we're saying his name, or his name is said.
Sounds right. What you just said.
So as we all know, he is heading to Movistar in one of the surprise transfers of the season, of the off season, and he has evidently been on his first team camp, and he has spoken with Sporza, his home newspaper, so Belgian newspaper, about his first introduction to his new team, and he described it as blissful, which I think is lovely.
Is that because everyone left him alone? He didn't have to do any sort of time
because
trial.
He can't speak Spanish.
Kit testing. There was no sort of rigorous.
Well, he said it felt like coming home.
What does that mean?
I don't know what that means.
Is he from Spain? Does he have a place there? Is that?
So he also described himself as quite kind of essentially neurotic and as if it tracks, and then explained that as it felt almost as if, well, the impression I got is that it was almost as if his neurosis and the embedded neurosis of Visma Leasebike didn't work together.
Yes,
he needed a team where they were going to be like, tranquilo, it's okay, Kian, we'll be fine.
Nice. That's a very good Movistar impression.
Yeah, that's good.
It's more of an Italian impression than anyway.
Yeah, I'd have to roll with it.
So he and it's very much less app based. Apparently, the experience at Movistar, they actually talk to each other. He speaks to people every day. He has a personal dietitian. Wow. So basically, it sounds like it's a much more tailored thing. He also mentioned that he felt like, now let me get the actual. Make sure it's
no apps is such a.
It's great, isn't it?
That his stock is going well up, being like, I'm just sick of all the apps, and Movistar is an app-free zone.
Yeah,
despite being sponsored by a telecoms company.
Telecom company, exactly.
Yeah, really
but it's one of the reasons that things went a little bit sour. He wonders at Visma was that because Marijn Zeeman was his mentor or his really kind of, I don't know, championed Kian, and his departure kind of helped. It was one of the catalysts for his misery at Visma. I mean, yeah, he is also gracious about the team, and obviously he wants to target Grand Tours, and they've got a lot of great riders. But yeah, it just sounds like things are going well so far at Movistar. He's very, very happy. He's in a blissful state of tranquility.
Yeah, he's communicating via post or shouting out of his hotel balcony window, which is how I imagine a lot of the communication probably happens over there. Shall we sashay over to the members only section?